Hi there, everyone. Marc Laurenson here from Sydney Astrology School. And thanks for joining me as we continue on with our Sex and Intimacy series. And in this episode, it's episode number 7, we're going to be looking at the sign of Libra. Now, as I've mentioned in previous episodes, I'm not really concerned about people who have the sun or the moon in Libra. This is more for people who have the sign of Libra on the cusp of the 5th house or the 8th house, because they're the houses that govern sex and intimacy. Okay, so we're also going to be looking at the sign of Venus in those particular houses. Now, I'm going to talk more about Venus in an air sign in those houses, because Venus in an air sign is very, very different to Venus in an earth sign. If you're looking at Venus in an earth sign, it goes down that more Korean version of Venus, which is much more sensual. If you're going down the road of Venus in an air sign, it's the more Libran sign of Venus, which is more cerebral, which is much more social. So they are very, very different, okay? So when we're looking at the sign of Libra, particularly when it comes to intimacy and sex, we're going to go down the road of recognizing that Libra is very concerned with this area of life. Now, Libra is a relationship-oriented sign, as a lot of you already know. Libra is about being able to come into connection with something. It's a sign of balance, it's a sign of equilibrium. It's a sign of being able to bring two things together in rapport. And so relationships are always going to be about that, aren't they? Now, we've got to really understand Libra on another level too, because it is an air sign. So it is cerebral, it's mental, it's social. And so it's not necessarily going to get deeply involved emotionally. Now, I can hear a lot of people going, well, I'm a Libra and I'm very, very emotional. Now, I'm not talking about your whole chart. In your whole chart, of course, you're emotional. You've got a moon, you've got planets in water houses, you're going to have really emotional areas of your chart that's going to make you emotional, of course. I'm talking about Libra by itself, taken outside of the chart and just looked at as an energy all by itself. It is an air energy. It's a cerebral energy. It's an energy that thinks. It's an energy of ideas. It's an energy of being able to come to some form of compromise or some form of being able to fit two things together. And it's more on the level of how we understand each other, or how we get to know each other, or how we blend with each other, particularly more on a mental level than anything else. And so getting involved emotionally for Libra is another story altogether, okay? Now, Libra loves love. It truly loves love. It loves to be in love. And I find that Libra often goes out of its way to look for partners, looking for that person that it can exchange with and really fulfill what it's here to do, which is about having a relationship. But when I say it loves love, I tend to go down the road of Libra loving the idea of love more than actually getting deeply involved with it. Uh, it's an interesting one with Libra. Libra can have great relationships. Of course, they can have great relationships. We can all have great relationships. But again, Libra is coming at it from a very, very different angle than other signs do. So being in love with love and needing a partner and wanting a partner to fulfill a big, big part of their soul's mission is what they're here for. Now, going down the road of putting these planets, putting Venus in the 5th house or the 8th house or Libra on the cusp of those particular houses, we're having to deal with this more cerebral energy in much deeper terrain, particularly in the 8th house. Okay, so what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be looking at how Libra shares itself, how Libra really deeply gets involved with somebody or something else. And so Libra is very much a sign that is more visual than anything else. Taurus, the Taurus side of Venus, as I said, is more sensual. So anything to do with the visual side of intimacy or the visual side of sex, that having beautiful things around it, being able to be surrounded by flowers or design or color. I always find that that feeling of beauty or being beautiful themselves, I think it's very, very important for Libra to feel beautiful in the context of getting involved deeply with somebody else. They like the other person to be beautiful too. And I'm not saying, classically beautiful or, glossy magazine beautiful. I'm just talking about having something about them that they find attractive on a visual level. And that can be different for everybody, of course, but that will come into it. That will definitely come into it for sure. The holding hands side of love, the holding hands, the cuddling, uh, the sweet talk. And when I say sweet talk, I'm just going to go down the road of people just being kind to each other, people being uh, saying the right thing to each other to make the other person feel good about themselves. That's very Libra. Libra is all about peace, and sometimes peace at any cost, which can take them down certain roads. But Libra is a sign, as I said, of coming into equilibrium and coming into a sense of mental calm more than anything else. So getting deeply involved with somebody would have to have that in it in some kind of way. It would have to have that feeling of closeness, and it'd have to have that feeling of mental closeness. Now, when I say mental closeness, it's being able to really get each other, to be able to really understand each other, to be able to talk to each other, to be able to get close and to be able to feel safe and trusting in each other's arms via the other person not playing around in a threatening way. Libra avoids chaos. It doesn't like things that are going to come into the relationship and cause havoc. It likes everything in relationships to be calm and smooth and easy. So therefore, anything to do with getting close to somebody or even the sex needs to have that involved. It needs to have this lovely, calm, harmonious kind of connection between two people. And I feel that when Libra is in that space, it can really get turned on. That's where it really, really can get excited about getting close to somebody. When everything is in that lovely, I want to say serene place, lovely, serene area with itself. Libra has to be very careful of the codependency side of things. Libra can actually lose itself in a relationship or lose itself to somebody else. That idea of needing to have the relationship and then all of a sudden it feels like it's lost itself. So in kind of the deeper areas of relationships, the sexual areas of relationships, it's going to have to be very conscious of where it might give itself away, where it might lose its sense of value, or where it might be kind of trying to hold on to the partner at any cost. And that can be problematic for a lot of the Libra energy. Uh, I want to say that Libra is a cardinal sign. And so cardinal signs are always got an initiative quality about them. Libra is not a sign that is going to take a back seat. A lot of people think, Libra is so kind and easy and calm that they sometimes will put too many people ahead of them. You do see that kind of stuff happening with Libra. But I often find that Libra really kind of wants its own way. A lot of people have actually said they're actually just Aries with a smile, which I kind of like. It makes me laugh. But I've seen this happen with people who've got Venus in the eighth or the fifth house, particularly, as I said, in air signs, or Libra on the cusp of those houses. You notice these people really want what they want in this particular area. They want relationship, they want closeness, they want a person. And so there's a part of that Libra energy that really wants to get into this area. I want to say full on and get its own way. So Libra has to be very careful of going down the manipulation road or going down the road of being ingenuous. That feeling, that feeling of I'll get what I want if I just be nice to a person, or if I say the right thing, or if I dance around, if I dance around the issue or dance around the problem, I will get what I want here. Um, Again, nothing really bad or wrong with that, but I just want to say that that can actually cause issues further down the track, only because the truth's never been really laid out there. And when the truth is not laid out there, I always feel it's going to repercuss. It's going to repercuss down the line. It really will. So Libra has to kind of be very, very careful of how they play that one, if it gets played that way. Okay. So Libra, it's a beautiful sign. It is a sign of coming into connection and wanting to feel close to somebody. And as I said, the closeness is more on the level of understanding, more on the level of talking, more on the level of being able to see each other, notice each other, get each other, that kind of thing. So maybe you're the kind of person who wants to make the other person feel like that as well. So allow yourself to come into relationship by giving Venus to somebody else. In other words, make them feel important, make them feel valuable. Um, a lot of people might say, "Oh, would be coming home with flowers, would that do it? Or chocolates, would that do it?" Well, to a certain degree, but I want to say it's more than that. It's about that energy, that beautiful, lovely, calm Venusian, Libran Venusian energy that brings things together on the level of isn't it beautiful? Isn't it beautiful that we're in love? Isn't it truly, truly magical that you and I are in love with each other? And that beautiful feeling that comes over us when we really know that and we really understand that, we really get that. And that is the level of intimacy and the level of closeness that Libra, the Libran energy, is truly, truly after. And I think if you've got Venus in those particular houses or Libra on the cusp of those particular houses, if you have that as one of the number one things behind your intention of why you're getting close to somebody, then I honestly believe your relationships are going to be quite wonderful.